Hi there. If you're a new viewer of my Python developer course, welcome. I'm really happy to have you here. So today's episode is a very important one because I'm going to be talking about variables. What are variables? Variables are anything, let's call them probably containers. I would like to start calling them containers. They are containers for you to store data. For example, think about this box. This is a box that I'm storing my classes, my new classes. When I break these ones are going to be the new ones. But think about this as a container. This is where I'm storing my classes. So this is my variable. And this is the value that I'm storing in that variable. Now, so why are variables so important in Python programming and in our developer journey? Well, there are a couple of big reasons for that. If this box is my only container and I'm using it for storing my classes, fair enough, that's okay. You can store them. The size is okay. The nature of that is okay because this is not something wet, because this is a cardboard. You don't want to store something wet in a cardboard. I think this is a great container for my classes. But would you say this is a good container to store yogurt? I don't really think so. I don't want to store yogurt inside this because one, yogurt is wet and this is a cardboard, and also yogurt needs to be stored in a fridge. So the same analogy applies for programming. You need to be storing your values, your data into proper containers. You never store your shoes in the fridge, do you? No, you don't. So the reason I'm giving you probably these silly examples is that the same analogy happens in programming. You want to store whatever your data is in exactly proper and appropriate variables. So let's go ahead and I will show you what I mean. So what I will do, I'll go to my Python developer tree, go to directory, make the new directory called variables, and then again, right click on that and say, give me a new Python file for underscore variables. It will build a for underscore variables.py file for me to start coding. So let me start by the very basics. So probably I would like to say my name is Amir. So now this Amir here is the analogy for my classes, and name is the box that I was showing it to. So I'm storing Amir inside the variable called name. So it's a very appropriate container for what I'm storing because my name is Amir. But think about it. Can I say my age is Amir? Does that make sense to you? I don't think my age is Amir because it is not. Age is supposed to be an integer. So if you haven't seen my videos on data types, the link is up the top right. You don't store an integer inside a name or vice versa. Let's go back. Let's make this a proper name. Probably my name is Amir and my age is 23. It is not. But if I go ahead and say I want to print my name and go up the top, go to run, choose the second run, and choose for underscore variables, you will see that I will get Amir here. And if I go ahead and say my last name is, and I want to say, okay, print my name plus my last name, and I should see my name, but I think there will be an issue because I don't have any space. Go to variables, yeah, it will be Amir, no space, Chucky. So I can just simply say, put quotation marks space, and print it like this. So this should look better. But I'm back to what I was talking about, variables. Store whatever your data is in a proper name, like give it a proper name. Don't put XXX, MNOP. These are going to confuse you down the path. So if you're calling, for example, this is X, this is Y, and this is M, and if you have like 100 lines of code, you'll be like, okay, which one was X, which one was Y, which one was M? Give them proper names. The next thing that happens in variables is that you need to allocate enough memory for the variable. For example, if you're going to be storing 100 kilos of meat, I don't really think you can store them in your home fridge. You actually need an industrial level fridge. So you need to choose a bigger container for 100 kilos of meat. The same applies here. If you have 5 customers, then it's okay. You can use a small list. You can use whatever. They're just 5 customers. But if you've got 5,000 customers, make sure you size your container properly. In the beginning, probably you don't know how many customers you will have, but you need to think about possibility of your data growing really, really big. So that's the next thing for you to remember. Now, I can have different variables of different nature. Say, if I have 2 apples, so how many apples do I have? I have 2 apples, and I have 3 oranges. I can add them. I can say print apples plus oranges. If I do this, I should get 5 probably because I've got 5 fruit. So here you can see that I've got 2 apples, I've got 3 oranges. So this is one variable, this is another variable, and I am printing the addition of those variables. Could I make a new variable that says total equals apples plus oranges and then print the total instead of that? Of course I could. I will still get 5, but the good news is that doing it this way, so apples, oranges, and the total, is that I can easily just change or add to the total. I can say, okay, now I have kiwi, I have 9 kiwi, and I'm just gonna say, okay, add kiwi here, and you will see that my addition will account to 14 fruit. So this is the good point of putting everything inside a variable. And remember, put it inside a proper variable and give it a proper name. So there are a couple of things to remember. Can I start a variable name with a number? For example, 9 kiwi is my variable name and it's 67. Does this run? Look at that. It will not run. You can't start your variable name with a number. You can put the number somewhere inside the name, like K9EWI. And if I print this weird kiwi, you can see that it will run. No issues. It's 67. Give it a proper name and don't start it with a number. So can I start it with a capital letter? Can I start with capital K? Of course you can. That's your choice. But then when you run it, Python will be like, okay, look, you have a variable called capital K9EWI, but you're telling me to print small k9EWI, but I don't know what the second one is. You never told me what it is, because Python understands what is capital, what is small. So remember that. If you want to print this weird thing, go ahead and print it exactly as you defined it up the top. So I hope you really enjoyed this video, and this should give you an overview of variables in Python. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned.